Dante's Boxing Nation.
That's what it is. That's it. All right, baby.
You got us all?
Yeah.
Can you get like in the center? I'm sorry.
That's fine. Here.
You got us all?
Yeah. It's the same recording, right?
Yeah, it's just recording.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This thing is coming.
All right. Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So it is official. Gennady Golovkin is facing David Lemieux October 17th on pay-per-view? Yeah, I say it just like that because we're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about this whole Gennady Golovkin situation as we always do. But first things first, I want to just go ahead and take a quick minute to let you guys know what I've been doing in the last couple of days. You notice I haven't dropped a video in about 4 days, which is something I don't do too often. Me, my son, and my whole boxing team, we basically went to Mesquite, Nevada for the National Golden Gloves Tournament. And keep in mind, my son, he had been out of the ring for a whole year. We had been training off and on. It was a whole lot of stuff going on. I was training him partially, and then he had another trainer, but that trainer didn't really work out. He moved out of town. So then I got the best trainer out here in Vegas, my man Rafael, Cuban trainer. He does Cuban training. He does Cuban school. And he has really helped my son advance. But anyway, like I said, we had been out for a year. So I had to try to get him down in weight as quick as I could. And we got him down to 110, which is a weight class that's way too heavy for him. Because all the kids are tall, almost my height, So, but under the circumstances, my son still advanced to the finals. He advanced to the finals, and like I said, he fought a guy who was towering over him. My son has about 20 plus fights, like I think 24 fights, and this kid had 70 fights. But this kid, we were watching this kid, he was hurting the other guys. And all the opponents that he was fighting, they were all tall like him. And he was giving them standing 8 counts. He looked really impressive. When he got in there with my son won the first round, made it a very close fight. He made the fight closer than any other fights that guy had earlier in that week. So we fell short, but we got a lot of experience fighting against a guy with that much experience. So congratulations to my son, Remesis Williams, and congratulations to the Cuban sensation, Emmanuel Rojas, who is also on our team. Both Emmanuel and Remy, they've won this tournament multiple times before. They've won the Golden Gloves and other tournaments in the past. So it's back to the drawing board. My son, he'll drop down to his regular weight, probably 101 or maybe even 106. He's 13 years old. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get into some boxing news. So Gennady Golovkin is fighting against David Lemieux. First things first, I want to say this is a great fight. This is a fight that I look forward to watching. I believe Golovkin will be tested in a way that he's never been tested before. That's not to suggest that I think Golovkin is going to lose the fight, but it is very interesting to see how he's going to come out and fight an opponent who is aggressive and may even be as strong as he is. Now, when Lucas Matisse fought Ruslan Provodnikov, I told people before that fight, everyone said, oh man, this is going to be this big slugfest war. This is going to be this big Corrales-Castillo type of war. And I told people I don't think it's going to be that type of fight. I told people I believe Matisse is going to surprise fans and he is going to actually box. He's going to be the Floyd Mayweather in this fight against Provodnikov. That's pretty much what I said. And that's exactly what we seen. We seen a boxer puncher fighting against Provodnikov, right? The guy who was known to be this extreme aggressive fighter, he was a boxer puncher. And for good reason. That strategy, it ended up working. it made it a little easier on him. Matisse was tying up Provodnikov every single time Provodnikov got on the inside. Matisse would tie him up. Matisse wanted to keep him in the center of the ring. Now, one thing I thought was odd is usually, like even with Floyd Mayweather doesn't tie up a lot. But every now and then when his back is against the ropes and he's not in position to, throw his uppercuts or whatever the case may be, he'll tie you up, right? But with Matisse was tying up in the center of the ring, on the ropes. He was tying up everywhere in this fight. But of course, in between the tying up, he was boxing, he was jabbing, he was slicing up Provodnikov's face with combinations. It was a good fight overall. It just wasn't, Castillo versus Corrales, which is what people thought it was going to be, right? So I say that because I believe that we may see something similar in this fight. Usually when you see two big bangers that always come forward, they never take a step back. Usually for the first time, one of those fighters takes a step back. So who is it going to be? Is it going to be David Lemieux? Is Gennady Golovkin going to deviate from his Mexican style and start moving around, jabbing, and looking like a boxer? I don't know yet. I don't know, but I believe we're going to see it eventually. Eventually, we're going to see Gennady Golovkin deviate away from that quote unquote Mexican style, and we're going to start seeing a little bit of Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali style, down the road. That's what I predict as competition gets better, and if he doesn't do that, he may end up getting knocked out eventually, because boxing is a sport where you need to adjust to advance. All right? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, then people know your playbook. So we'll see what happens. But right now, and I would slightly lean towards Golovkin in this fight. I believe Golovkin's jab is impeccable. He has a great jab. His amateur pedigree is ridiculous. We all know that. He knows how to box. He is so selective and so accurate with his punches. And with an opponent who's going to stand right in front of him and not be that elusive and give him that many looks, it may be easier for Golovkin, but at the same time, there's a catch. We have to find out how Golovkin is going to deal with pressure. A guy applying pressure who also has power, right? That's what we're going to find out. We haven't seen Golovkin get pushed back too often, but when he did get pushed back, he looked uncomfortable. You guys go back and watch the Curtis Stevens fight. There were times in that fight where Curtis Stevens gave Golovkin a little bit of a scare. He started backing Golovkin up, and Golovkin didn't really look that comfortable backing up. So it'll be interesting to see if David Lemieux can back him up as well. The problem with David Lemieux is his punches are a little bit more telegraphed and a little bit more wide. Golovkin is a very smart fighter. And that's why I don't understand why, he really calls himself Mexican style. Not saying Mexican style is just dumb fighters, but usually Mexican style fighters, they get hit all the time. I mean, if you look at a Margarito, you look at a Brandon Rio, you look at a Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. and Jr., these styles, those are the real Mexican styles, okay? Golovkin doesn't get hit like that. Golovkin does not get hit like that, and if he does, it is a fumble. It is an error. It is a mistake. It is something that was not part of the script. I can assure you that, all right? Because before the Willie Monroe fight, Golovkin wasn't getting hit that often. Well, I mean, outside of the Monroe fight, and the Kasim Uma fight. He got hit a lot in that fight. And trust me, that was not by design. Okay? So this will be interesting. This will be really, really interesting. I slightly lean towards Golovkin because he is the better technical fighter. Okay? He's not just a come forward fighter. he is an intelligent, smart fighter coming forward. All right? So I would slightly lean towards him. Now, this is where I want to talk about the pay-per-view situation. You know, guys, this is a perfect example of Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum being stuck in neutral and having a very difficult time evolving in the sport of boxing. What they need to do is they need to take a page out of Al Heyman's Evolution book so that they can start reaching more fans when it comes to boxing. It doesn't make sense to me. It seems as if Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum, they are just sitting on a bus stop waiting for all the buses to pass them up. They're waiting. Evolution is passing them on, and they're still stuck in the 50s, right? While everybody else has a color TV, a HD TV, plasmas, they still got the old ass fat black and white TV turning the damn channel knob. You know what I'm saying? It's time to evolve. It's time to evolve. And what I mean by that is with this card, you got Adrian Broner fighting Sean Porter. They reached out to 2.4 million fans. Over 2 million fans tuned in to watch Porter versus Broner. And you're going to put this Golovkin versus Lemieux fight, which is a good fight. But look at who you reaching out to. You reaching out to 200 to 300,000 fans? You're not helping the sport grow. Because the only people who are going to pay for that pay-per-view are the die-hard boxing fans. You're not going to get too many casual fans that's going to say, who's this Golovkin guy? Golovkin versus Lemieux? Let me go ahead and pay my money and order this. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. The people that are going to pay for this fight are die-hard boxing fans. Believe it or not, guys, a lot of casual fans don't even know who Golovkin is. They don't even know who Golovkin is. And this is the reason why Al Heyman is winning. This is the reason why the PBC series is so successful. Because while Oscar De La Hoya is praying just to get 300,000 fans to tune in and watch this fight, PBC has 2 to 4 million fans tuning in to watch his fight. So the PBC series is bringing the sport back to the masses, free of the burden of a Saturday night pay-per-view. So if I was Oscar and Bob Arum, I would get on the damn boat before it's too damn late. That's all I got. I'm on the next one.